All right, man. I want to welcome back one of the most outspoken artists and creators on the internet. Smart, welcome back, my guy.
Mikey T. Yo, listen. So, I don't know if you've been thinking about this. I don't know if you've been aware of this, but I definitely see you like reaching Joe Rogan's level because you have this um uncanny ability to talk to different people from different walks of life, right? And a lot of people who look like you, they don't really give a fuck about the culture, right? So it's kind of like this culture vulture, weird kind of interrogative, trying to get people caught in indictments, kind of approach to their content creation. But you know, what I mean, you know, you don't have that. I think you're clever. I think you're cunning. I think you're witty. I think this is going to be your true breakout year. I think you just have to like keep pushing it, keep pushing it, and keep creating content in your own way because you got a unique voice and a unique style of doing this here, my man.
Damn, that's lit, man. I do appreciate that. Our first interview, we had some hits, but first, I really wanted to ask you, like, do you feel like today you have to talk about some extra, like, up, controversial stuff just to even get noticed on the internet?
I don't do it for that though. I think my approach is I'm creating digital hieroglyphics, man. Right? And the content that I'm creating is going to be around forever and it's timeless because I'm constantly adding value. I'm all about adding value. I'm not about just being here for today, but being forgotten and gone tomorrow. Right? So I think going into anything, especially content creation or the business of content creation, you shouldn't have an expectation of going viral or getting hits or whatever. How are you adding value? How are you impacting people's lives? Right? And so to answer your question, no, I don't feel I have to talk about anything crazy. I think I just have to talk about what I've been talking about, which is being confident, developing your mindset, how to overcome struggle. I always wanted to be successful. I always wanted to create music, create media, and I wanted to box. I wanted to be in business. And the key to me doing that, I had to really look in the mirror. I had to stop looking out the window and start looking in the mirror and hold myself accountable and make decisions for myself, not for my mother that wasn't around, not for my father that never showed up, not for my family that treated me like a stranger, right? I had to show up for myself. And I'm happy. And being happy is about being in the present moment. And in this present moment, I just finished a carrot and apple juice smoothie. Um, I just left the school talking to a bunch of middle schoolers about their future and how to be successful. And I'm fucking happy, man. Life is about being happy. If if I'm a video, I'm hitting my own like button a million times.
Yeah, man, you were on Math Hoffa show, so you know kind of what I mean. The question always becomes, how are you going to top the next thing? Like, how are you going to top a Jay Hood interview? How are you going to top a Tony Yayo interview? This stuff is hard to top. I've made myself a library of content, and people are going to have to top my content. You know what I mean? It's
Right?
always the thing with artists of topping your last piece of work.
But no, that's if you have a people pleasers mentality, or you may not have confidence, or you don't have low self-esteem, right? Like I got 4 billion views on TikTok, right? I don't even have a TikTok. But I got 4 billion views on TikTok. I got a total of 8 billion views on YouTube. I mean, I'm all over the internet, right? And I never go into nothing thinking like, oh man, I speak from my heart. And I know what my intention is. My intention is to help my people do better. My intention is to help artists who are independent not sell their soul. You don't gotta do no goofy shit. You don't gotta do no weird shit, right? These are my intentions. My intentions is to add value, and I'm happy with that. And when you add value, look, I did a video, right? I did an interview with this lady in Long Island. Shout out to her. We got about 4 million views on this thing, right? And it just was a clip. I didn't go into it expecting nothing. I just went in there to add value. I think right now, what content creators should be focusing and centralizing their efforts around is, how do I add value? Like for you, for instance, how can you create interesting, informative, entertainment content? I'm gonna go back to watch a Cat Williams special because he's funny. I'm gonna go back to watch Kings of Comedy, Bernie Mac, because he's fucking funny. I'm gonna go back and watch this clip from Hercules where Rock played the Hercules and he was chained down to the chopping block and they gave him to cut his head off. And the guy in the cell is like, which is his friend, he's like, who are you? Are you the myth? Are you the legend? Are you the man who killed the Hydra? Or are you who they say you are? Who are you? He's like, I am Hercules, right? And he breaks out of the chains. I watch that shit. I go back to watch that shit. Why? Because when I'm feeling down, that picks me up. When I feel overwhelmed, that video reminds me of what I overcame. I got a video and I'm talking about, you know, we can't take it with us when we gone, so we got to live life. I know I'm doing wrong, but damn, it feels right. We vibrate on a frequency. Emotions is a magnet. Thoughts manifest. Now you forced to take action, fail or fail faster. Endurance is a test. We only learn when we fall. Every no turns to yes. Take a deep breath. Don't become overwhelmed by the stress. Think about what you overcame. The situation will be next. Life is long. Live it, survive, move on to the next. I made mistakes. I'm a new man, but God gave me a second chance. No fear. I got to go for mine. The top is only for those who climb. So only roll when you chosen. Never wait to be given roses. Grow your own. Stay focused. Your time is approaching. And treat family and friends the same when it's time to judge. But you can see through water, but not through blood. What? Right? So that's some shit that's going to be around longer than fucking Shakespeare. I didn't know when I wrote that shit that way that was going to do what it did, but it's some fucking super powerful mantra that I created, right? That's going to be it forever. So I'm saying all that to say this. You got to add value, Mikey. You got to add value. I don't give a fuck about who's clicking, who's liking, who's commenting, who's subscribing, unsubscribing, blocking. I'm going to add value. When you watch me and you listen to me, you're going to learn something that's going to make your fucking life better. And that's the mark I'm leaving behind.
I wanted to ask, were you supposed to be on the Math Hoffa My Expert Opinion show, or did the two of you have a falling out?
At this point, I don't remember. I know me and Math always had a great relationship. I mean, I still watch his podcast to this day. I mean, I think what he's done is phenomenal. I think he was able to reinvent himself. I think he was able to do something that most people can only hope to do at the tail end of one part of their career, right? Like few people know how to reinvent themselves in a way that's better than where they reinvented themselves from. And don't get me wrong, he's a legendary battle rapper. He's a phenomenal battle rapper, one of the best, one of the GOATs. So he should be on the Mount Rushmore. You can pretty sure people will argue for him or advocate for him to be there. But the podcast is taking him to another level, and it's going to provide him with a different type of longevity. So shout out to Math Hoffa and my extra opinion.
Yeah, man, you're definitely right about that. I'm one person that would say Math Hoffa was one of my favorite battle rappers. You know what I mean? Back in that early 2010 era. You know what I mean? I got the chance to actually tell him that to his face as well.
Finally, Daddy spending time with me. You know what I mean? That was his, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So Math had just got kicked out of battle rap when I first met him. You know, they had just banned him from URL after, punching dude in the face. What was it? The Sirius Jones fight at that point? Is that what got him banned?
Yeah. I think I don't know, man. I don't know his personal business, but shout out to Sirius Jones too. I mean, he's a great guy, super artist, so he's a legend too as well. I think Math just, when he was younger, he wore his heart on his sleeve. So, that works for him sometimes, works against him sometimes, but he was able to just like really, really focus his energy in a different, which is like, I admire people to do that because I know how hard it is to do.
I also wanted to ask, what do you think about Math Hoffa removing Bigga Sean from his show?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know the details, right? Like, doesn't really, you know. And shout out to Bigga Sean, because Bigga Sean has a show too. He, you know, so you know, sometimes when you push one of the eagles out the nest, they're forced to fly. And Sean is you know, he has spread his wings, and we can see clear as day that he's definitely flying. He's flying above the bullshit. So I don't know the details between, you know, him not being on the show anymore, but I've watched his show too. I'm looking forward to, you know, being on his platform as well. So shout out to you know, Bigga, man.
Yeah, for real. Did you get a chance to build with him whatsoever during the show or outside of the
Uh,
show?
Actually, yeah, actually one time we Math had came to pull up on me at my studio session, and I was like 3 in the morning. He came, pulled in my studio session, we vibing, making some records, and that was my first time meeting Bigger. Super gracious, humble spirit, very knowledgeable, very intelligent, definitely God fearing, and we had a real lengthy pause, like great conversation. So he surprised me with his level of awareness and intelligence. So shout out to Big. I definitely had a chance to build with him off camera and off record.
Now, another platform you were on, you were on Bag Fuel. What do you think about Math Hoffa actually removing Esso and Heineken? Or maybe they left. I'm not really all too sure about that. Situation's a little murky. I've seen them both speak on it a few different times. How do you
Mm-hmm.
feel about them leaving and going on to create Bag Fuel, which you've been on as well?
I mean, hey, I mean, you know, Bag Fuel is a great you know, great show, great thing they have going on over there. And when those two were with Math, they were like the Avengers, right? Like everybody was a superstar in their own right. So again, I don't know the details between them not being on the show, but I do know that when they was on that show, they did their thing, and now they seem to have transitioned, and they're doing their thing, and Math is still doing his thing.